Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Sadguru Paramatmane Namaha. Sarva Maharshibhyo Namaha. Atah Dashamodhyayaha, the 10th discourse. Vibhuti Yogaha, the Yoga of Divine Glories. The title of this discourse, Vibhuti, means glory, sovereign power. This entire universe is the manifested form of the Lord. So, all this is His glory, the extension of His wonderful power, the play of His divine intelligence. As this discourse deals with the manifold forms of the Supreme Lord, it is entitled Vibhuti Yogaha. How this discourse is connected with the previous one. In the 7th, 8th and 9th discourses, the Lord has briefly referred to His miraculous glories. In order to enable His devotees to worship Him easily, He declares His sovereignty in various ways in this discourse. Such knowledge of divine manifestations develop the devotees' universal understanding of the Lord's presence everywhere. His devotion is strengthened and he will then be able to carry out the Lord's command at the end of the previous discourse. Manmana bhava. Thus the understanding of the Paramatma is realized by the contemplation of his divine glory, as it is manifesting in the universe in various shapes and forms. Shri Bhagawanuvacha. First sloka. Bhuya eva mahabaho shrunu me paramam vachaha yatteham priyamanaya vakshyami hitakamyaya. Substance. The blessed Lord said, O mighty armed Arjuna, again listen to my supreme words, which, as you find delight in my words, I will declare unto you, wishing your welfare. Commentary. The Lord was pleased to find that Arjuna, like a true disciple, was diligently listening to his words, most delighted with the teaching of the Divine Master. So, the Lord proceeds to declare more and more of His divine power even before He asks for it. Such would be the love of the Master of the true disciple. As the Master finds the disciple in a receptive mood, full of faith and diligence, He reveals more of the royal secret out of the fullness of His heart. That is why the Lord says, delighting in my words, Priyamanaya, referring to Arjuna's absorption in his teachings. Arjuna's doubt and grief were disappearing fast as the Lord continued to speak. The Lord knew it, so he speaks with a mightier accent and reveals more of his divine yoga. Again, Bhuyaha. The Lord repeats and emphasizes His universality, and the hearer understands it, thinks of it, and meditates on it. Repeated bearing of the truth, constant thinking of it, and continuous meditation on it. This is the only way to absorb the truth and make it one's own. Vivekananda says, this Atman is first to be heard of. Hear day and night that you are that soul. Repeat it to yourself day and night till it enters into your very veins, till it tingles in every drop of it blood, till it is in your flesh and bone. Such should be the immovable firmness of conviction in divine truth. So the Lord repeats, expounds, declares and proclaims His divine glory. The Lord wishes to do the good to His disciple. What is the greatest good that man can obtain? Not certainly wealth and enjoyments, but knowledge of Paramatma, by which man realizes his blissful and blessed self. Paramam Vachaha. The Lord's teaching is wonderful, for it removes the veil of ignorance, dispels all darkness from the human heart. Let mankind hear the Lord's supreme word. Question. How is the Lord's word? Answer. It is supreme. Question. Why does the Lord repeat what he has already said? Answer. To do good to Arjuna, who was delighting in Lord's teaching. Question. What is the greatest good? Answer. Knowledge of the Supreme. The Lord proclaims his power, Yoga Maya, in 5 verses. Second shloka. Name viduhu suraganaha prabhavam na maharshayah ahamadirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashaha. Substance. Neither the hosts of Devas nor the great sages know my origin. I am in every way the cause and source of all Devas and Rishis indeed. Commentary. The Lord is the ancient Purusha, the ultimate cause and source of all the worlds and beings. From him proceed all the Devas and Maharshis. Even they are not able to understand the infinite mystery of the Lord. Endowed with wisdom, if these great souls fail to know the Lord fully, what to speak of other mortals? No one can measure the infinitude of the Lord with his finite mind. So that what man can aspire for is simply to surrender to him and obtain his grace, by which he merges in and becomes one with him. Question. What is the power of Paramatma? Answer. He is the cause and origin of all the Devas and Maharshis and all beings. Question. What is man's duty? Answer. He should worship the Lord and merge in him. He who knows the Lord as the final cause and worships him is freed from sin. Third sloka. Yo mama javanadim cha vetti lokamheshwaram asammudah samartyeshu sarva papaihi pramuchyate. Substance. He who knows me as the birthless without a beginning, the Lord of all the worlds, he among the mortals is freed from all sins. Commentary. Among living beings of the world, man is the highest incarnation, and among mortals, he who knows the Lord as unborn and beginningless is the greatest. Paramatma is unborn, Ajaha, and he has no beginning, Anadi. All other beings have a beginning and end. They are born in time and die in time. Knowledge of Paramatma either confers immortality on man, he becomes free from delusion. This indeed is the highest reward which man can get by his devotion to the Lord. All other worldly benefits are impermanent and illusory. They lead to sorrow and death. So, it is the primary duty of all seekers to hold on to the Lord and transcend delusion with His grace. When delusion is gone, man is at once freed from all sin. When man becomes sinless, he becomes one with Paramatma. Though a man is burdened with all the sins in the world, yet, like fire burning up a vast forest, God's grace destroys the entire sin. So, devotion to the Lord is what is most essential, and his devotion is cultivated, strengthened, and developed by understanding the infinite glory of the Lord. As man thinks constantly of the inscrutable power of the Lord, his adoration increases and his worship becomes truer, deeper, and broader. Question. Who is the best of men? Answer. He who knows the Lord to be unborn, without a beginning, the ruler of the world, is the best of men. Question. What is the effect? Answer. He is freed from all delusion and sin. Question. How then to become the best of men? Answer. To know the nature of the Lord in essence. What is the way to be free from sin? Answer: to know the Lord as unborn and eternal is the way. By this devotion is cultivated, by devotion dhyana, and by dhyana the actual perception of the Lord, and by that vision purity from all sin, and from that liberation is attained.